PF Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda has become the latest addition to the list of senior Patriotic Front officials that have been sentenced to prison. This is after the High Court upheld the 18-month sentence that was given on Raphael Nakachinda on a case he was found guilty of defamation of the president. Now, this has raised mixed feelings, mixed opinion from different people in the country, obviously because we are going towards an election, and I think Raphael Nakachinda was playing a very important role in seeing to it that the Tonse Alliance and the conflict in the Patriotic Front was actually, resolved. But he's going to prison now means the opposition has even become more and more weaker. Now, a lot of people have raised concerns that maybe the government is trying to just silence the opposition and, trying to find it easy to win next year's election. Now, while those concerns are genuine, the other question we should be asking ourselves as a country is, are these people that are being sent to prison really guilty of these cases that they're being sent to prison for? And if they are, how or what is the best way for the judiciary to deal with these cases? Now, as we ask ourselves those questions, here is a list of some of the prominent and senior Patriotic Front members that have gone to prison and are serving different sentences. The first one is Honorable Ronald Chitotela, former Pambashe Member of Parliament and former Tourism Minister, who was sentenced to prison for arson. Another is Honorable Bowman Lusambo, former Kabushi Member of Parliament and former Lusaka Province Minister, who is serving, among many other sentences, a sentence on having property suspected to be proceeds of crime. Chishimba Kambwidi, who is former Ron Member of Parliament and also former Information and Sports Minister, is in prison serving a 5-month sentence on hate speech. Maureen Mabonga, former Mfuwe MP, was sentenced to 8 months imprisonment on a case of seditious practices. Nixon Chilangwa, former Kawamba Member of Parliament, was sentenced to prison on a case of malicious damage, threatening violence, and assault. Joseph Malanji, former Kwacha Member of Parliament, was sentenced to prison on a case of corruption. Former Defense Minister Davis Chama was also recently sentenced to prison on a case of causing grievous bodily harm. And talking about defense ministers, former Defense Minister GBM or Geoffrey Waliamwamba was recently released from prison after a public outcry on his illness whilst in prison. And after a public outcry, the president used his prerogative of mercy to have the former defense minister released. Now, there are several other members of the Patriotic Front that have been sentenced to prison on various charges and are serving different sentences. And whether you feel that is persecution or it is the fight for the rule of law or justice, honestly, that is a topic for another day. I just wanted to highlight some of the members of the opposition, in particular the Patriotic Front, that have been sentenced on different charges. And the reason why I did this is because we're going towards an election, yeah? And obviously these charges are being interpreted differently. But it is just a call to the politicians that we are in a politically charged year and getting into a more politically charged year because we're going for an election. So to those that are still outside prison, my advice is just mind your language. Yeah, at this point, we are mind your language. When I say mind your language, I don't mean stop criticizing. Yeah, you can criticize, but as you criticize, be objective. Make sure that whatever is coming out of your mouth, you can back it up. Yeah, do not just raise alarm on things that are non-existent. Yeah, do not raise alarm on things that you do not have evidence on. Because it's a crucial time and sometimes bangakute chabe bangakufakire cheka geje ubata watache basi kwa maigwira ijaso. So it's just a humble plea and cry to all the politicians out there. As you are speaking, just be factual and be objective and make sure that whatever you are saying when you are brought before the law, you'll be able to back it up with some form of evidence. Ndiye pempo chabe sifimve sana mbwino when you see people that once saved you, when you see people that you were holding in high regard going to prison, in a certain type of way. But what is there to do if these people are really guilty? What is there to do? Nikutamba chabe? Maybe that's a question that we all need to answer. In the meantime, for those of you that have been wondering where you can get proper solar installers, Epitome Engineering is the place to go. And the goodness about them, they now have machines that they use to even take my solar panels like this one here. It's going up, we saw it's going up. And even when you bring it down, there's nothing like They are professionals. These ones, they have the right equipment to make sure that they do a good job. So get in touch with them. They have batteries, they have inverters, they also have solar panels. But aside that, they also have some smart devices. To my smart local tuja, to my smart switch it on Selarinato. Please get in touch with Epitome Engineering today.